Good evening, and welcome to CV Media News for Thursday, May 1st, 2025. I'm Jessica Reynolds. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, May Day rallies erupt across the globe. The U.S. strikes a massive minerals deal with Ukraine. Wall Street continues to climb, and global protests spark over Trump's latest executive orders. And we end with a heartwarming rescue in Colorado. Let's begin. May Day, also known as International Workers' Day, brought millions of people into the streets worldwide today. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, demonstrators called for higher wages, safer work environments, and protections for marginalized labor groups. In New York City, a coalition of unions and gig workers marched through Midtown demanding stronger federal labor laws and an end to what they call exploitative tech capitalism. Meanwhile, in Madrid, nurses and healthcare workers staged a silent protest outside the Parliament building, placing empty scrubs and stethoscopes on the steps.
The first priority should be the protection of our producers, of our local production base, local companies and businesses.
The demonstrations come amid rising costs of living, continued automation concerns, and a global debate over how AI is affecting human jobs. In major geopolitical news, the U.S. and Ukraine have signed a landmark $20 billion critical minerals agreement. The deal will give U.S. manufacturers long-term access to lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements mined in Ukraine, key resources used in electric vehicles, semiconductors, and defense technology. U.S. officials say this is part of a strategic shift to reduce reliance on China and bolster clean energy independence. Ukrainian Prime Minister said the deal will, quote, rebuild war-ravaged regions and anchor Ukraine's place in the future of tech manufacturing. Environmental and labor protections are included in the agreement, but activists are watching closely to ensure they're enforced. Turning to Wall Street, stocks are up again today, with the S&P 500 rising nearly 1.4%, fueled by strong earnings from tech and aerospace. Apple reported a 15% increase in quarterly revenue thanks to growth in its AI-enabled iPhone line and services expansion in India. Amazon's cloud division also beat expectations, helping lift the Nasdaq to a 2-month high. Meanwhile, Northrop Grumman announced new international defense contracts, signaling increased demand from Eastern Europe and the Indo-Pacific. Economists say investors are showing cautious optimism, especially as inflation shows signs of easing and the Fed signals no immediate rate hikes. Protests erupted worldwide today in response to new immigration and education policy orders issued by the Trump administration. In Berlin and Paris, demonstrators gathered outside U.S. embassies, criticizing what they call xenophobic policies and restrictions on foreign students. In Chicago and Boston, students walked out of class to protest tighter visa rules and the rollback of asylum protections. The administration defends the measures as necessary for national security and domestic job protection. Civil rights groups in the U.S. have already filed legal challenges, arguing violations of due process and international humanitarian obligations. Now to the lighter side of things. Let's turn it over to Neka with what's buzzing in the world of entertainment and online culture. Neka?
Hey everyone, I'm Nika, and this is your social media buzz, where entertainment, celebrity, and culture collide. First up, we're heading straight to Hollywood, where Oscar nominee Florence Pugh is turning heads again, this time in Marvel's highly anticipated ensemble film, Thunderbolts. In an exclusive sit-down with Variety, Pugh opened up about her role as the mysterious anti-hero Polaris.
For rehearsal.
At the beginning, Jake asked me, do you like heights? I was like, I love heights.
We wanted to give the beginning of the movie a little more weight and a little bit more surprise and up the stakes.
So we decided we're going to go to Kuala Lumpur and go to the second tallest building on the planet and literally put Florence Pugh on the edge.
Let's do it. Hey, okay. Right. I've been excited about that since I read the first page of the script.
Disney Health and Safety just said no, and that's a very reasonable thing to say. It's not a zero-risk thing to attempt. And it's only because she believed in it so much, she took it upon herself to elevate it because she trusts our amazing team.
This rig behind us is the result of an incredible stunt team, which is really from the beginning set out to do something unlike anything we've ever done before. So this allows us to descend Florence herself off the second tallest building in the world.
Rolling cameras. All cameras feeding. Copy.
Ready, and 3, 2, 1, go! right, ladies and gentlemen, say goodbye to the 120th floor or whatever.
We shot Florence jumping off of that building in the morning and then went to another street and just blew up an entire floor of a building in the afternoon.
And background and action.
Okay, assignment is, oh wait, hang on. Assignment is complete.
Dude! Blew up a building today. What else can we do?
You two, like, neither of us are ever gonna have a day like this, ever.
Calling the character a force of nature with a surprising heart. She also praised director Chloe Zhao for giving the cast space to improvise, and insiders say much of Pugh's dialogue was unscripted, lending her performance an emotional authenticity that's expected to become a standout moment in the film. Thunderbolts is slated for release later this year, and if early buzz is any indication, it could redefine Marvel's darker storytelling arc. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Atlantic, Meghan Markle is back in the headlines. The Duchess of Sussex made a quiet return to Windsor Castle last week, but the private visit has stirred controversy. Some media outlets questioned whether her appearance breached royal protocol. In response, Buckingham Palace issued a rare clarification, confirming that Meghan's attendance was pre-approved. Still, royal commentators say the incident may reignite broader conversations about the monarchy's strained relationship with its former senior members. Whether it's superhero secrets or royal realities, the internet can't get enough. That's it for now. I'm Nika, and I'll see you next time with more from the social sphere. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Nika. And finally tonight, we turn to a remarkable rescue that unfolded this morning in Denver, Colorado. A German shepherd, later named Hope, was discovered trapped in a collapsed storm drain after being missing for 3 days. Local teens heard her faint cries while biking through a construction zone, prompting a citywide rescue response. Using fiber optic cameras and a custom rig, fire and rescue teams managed to reach the dog and lift her safely to the surface. Covered in mud but miraculously unharmed, Hope is now recovering at a local shelter and has already found a loving new home. It's a beautiful reminder of the compassion and courage that exists in every community. That's all for tonight's edition of CV Media News. From global movements to natural marvels, tech breakthroughs to heartwarming rescues, we're honored to bring you stories that matter. I'm Jessica Reynolds, and on behalf of Nika and our entire team, thank you for watching. Stay sharp, stay hopeful, and we'll see you tomorrow.